Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining today's live. It's been a while, and by while I mean I was live on Sunday. So I guess it's not been that long. But it feels like it's been long because I didn't do a live on Tuesday, so it's just very different. And yet I'm back again with another live. Uh, Hi Abhi, hi Poonam, hi SM to the rescue. Hi, this is Che. How was my day? My day was pretty good. Um, I just had a call. I had shared on Instagram stories that I had received a lead from YouTube. So I just had a call with that lead, and things went pretty well. So been a good day so far. And I made some tomato pasta, so I'm really excited to have that after this live. Very hungry. Hi Karishma. Hi Abhishek. Hi everyone. Yeah, so thanks for joining today's live. And I just picked out a topic that was recommended many times before, and that was about skills that every freelancer should have. So I want to talk about three skills that every I want to talk about three skills that every freelancer should have, must have, and definitely should work on. And yeah, and basically, if you're new here, then I do these sessions for around 10 to 15 minutes, and after that, you can ask your questions. So you can keep commenting your questions, and once I'm done with my 10 to 15-minute session, I will answer those. So, yeah, again, hi everyone. There's so many people saying hi. Hi Ashwar, hi Soulfully Sublime, hi Ikigai, hi everyone who's saying hi. So, let's begin. So, I want to talk about three skills every freelancer must have. Now, these may seem like very simple skills, honestly, but these are also skills that I have seen missing in a lot of other people that I work with. Some of these skills are probably something I have seen even missing in myself, and something that I am actively working on. So, these are things that need special attention. These are things that, although they're pretty much everyday skills, they need a different kind of, hard work and a different kind of attention, I would say, to make the most of your freelancing career. Okay, so let's begin with the three skills every freelancer must have. So the first skill that every freelancer must have is communication. Communication is the key skill that everyone must have, and by communication I mean written, verbal, and also reading between the lines. So of course, you speaking is a very good way of communication. Speaking to, like, I'm speaking to you, like I speak on calls to prospects, like I speak to other people, my teammates, maybe my clients, my prospects, myself. All of these things are very important. So communication in terms of speaking is one of the most important and the best skills any freelancer can ever have, because communication is the foundation of everything. Communication is the foundation of persuasion, of negotiation, of making deals work out, of building good relationships, of maintaining good relationships. About it's important even for having long term good relationships, I would say. So communication is one of the most important things. This comes in terms of speaking, as I mentioned, also in terms of writing. So when you're writing, your communication should be very strong. Again, writing could include things like email, things like content writing, of course, if you're a content writer, things like writing your social media posts, putting out content on your stories, any sort of letter you write, any sort of, even any emails you write to, say, your doctor, or I don't know, I don't think we write emails to doctors, but for any, if you're asking for maintenance, then you write an email. If you're asking for help to customer care, you're writing an email. Every single email, every single piece of content that you write is important, again, for persuasion, for negotiation, for building good relationships, and just taking things forward and keeping things at a good, good way, I would say. Keeping things good between you and the other person. And the other important kind of communication would be to read between the lines. And this communication is your, basically, like, your body. How do you move? How do you present yourself physically? In terms of, you have to, if you're speaking with someone, you're kind of sitting there on a video call maybe, or you're sitting in front of somebody for a meeting. Communication through body language is so important. When somebody is leaning in, oh look, they're interested in something. If somebody is nodding, then yes, they're agreeing with you. If somebody is trying to speak and they feel interrupted, you kind of pick on that and you stop talking, you let the other person speak. All of these cues, all of these I would say hints of communication that come through our body language are as important as us talking or as us writing. So, one of the main skills you should definitely focus on as a freelancer is communication. This, of course, includes the skill of communication. I would say the art of communication, rather, in terms of how to talk to people, how to be respectful, how to, what to really focus on, what to respond to, what to not respond to. All of these things, definitely, yes. But also, the technical part really matters in terms of your grammar, vocabulary, punctuation. These things are very important. Your tone is very important. Your voice is very important. So, focus on all of these things and keep working on them actively and proactively. Okay, that's the first skill, communication, very important. Second, very important skill that every freelancer must have is self-promotion. I have never focused on this myself enough, and I think, I just had this moment where I realized that, okay, no, this is not good. I need to focus on it more. So I'll give you a basic example of what self-promotion is. Self-promotion is basically when you talk about yourself, you talk about your skills, your experience, your expertise, your achievements, your successes. You basically talk about who you are, what you do. And this is not for the sake of, bragging. It's not for the sake of showing off. This is for the sake of only making people aware that you exist and you provide something that may be of value to them. So in terms of self-promotion, I can talk about, say, LinkedIn. Like, I write a lot on LinkedIn and I do promote myself in a way, because every time I write, I'm sharing my stories. I'm talking about my experiences. I'm talking about things that, certain experiences that I've had. And these are things that have got me clients, because these are things that people like. People like reading. And then when they read and then it's about me, then people realize, okay, she's talking about herself and I would like to work with such a person. So this is self-promotion in one way, where, I talk about any deals I closed, any client achievements. When I put out a story today about, my ebook that I wrote for the client, that it was pretty good, they loved it. All of these things are in a way self-promotion, which I did not realize for a long time. But just a few weeks ago, there was this one thing that I came across. And as you know, or as you may know, I released an ebook in August. And I released my first ebook, #Anthology. I didn't really know how to market it, but I did a bit of marketing here and there. And after, like, say 10 days or 2 weeks, I thought, wait, this is enough marketing. I cannot just keep talking about the book. Then I realized that every single day there are new people following me on Instagram. There are new people following me on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitter. There are new people who are becoming aware that I exist. And if there are new people becoming aware that I exist, then these new people do not know what I do, what I have done, what kind of content I create, what kind of ebook I have out there. And the only way to make people aware is to keep promoting that, keep promoting my work and my ebook. And that is why in the past few days or in the past few weeks, I have really focused on getting my ebook known, getting my ebook out there. And it's it's a very common sense kind of thing, like if you think about any product sale, in this case my ebook, but you could think about any product sale. The sale will only happen when somebody is there to look at the product, when somebody is there who knows that, okay, this product exists. And the next thing is, the more people who are looking at the product, the more chances that you would get a sale. If 10 people look at your product, then you may even close all 10. Fine, that's a great job. You closed all 10, good. But then again, you need more people to look at your product. If you stop at 10, nothing is going to move forward. That is where self-promotion comes in. Self-promotion helps you move forward. It helps you make new people aware that somebody like you exists and somebody like you can actually solve their problems. So, kind of be very shameless with your self-promotion. I think even yesterday I put out a story where, somebody said that you should stop reposting your old posts. That that is not the case. Like, I mean, I understand it may be different for everyone, but I got so many messages that people love seeing those old posts. New people, of course, love seeing them, but even people who are already following me, they said that they love seeing it again so that they can get reminded of it, because there's so much advice going on, yes, but actually acting upon that advice needs reminders, and that's exactly why I do it. So if I have created content, it's up to me how I promote it. It's up to me how I keep talking about it, how I share it. I decide what I want to do with my content, and you decide what you want to do and what you want to promote about yourself. You are working hard. You deserve that promotion. You deserve to be known and to be seen, and you deserve that awareness in front of people. So keep working on it shamelessly. And the third thing, the very, critical thing that takes, of course, a lot of time to build, the third skill that every freelancer must have is resilience. Resilience is super important because it's an essential life skill, but especially in freelancing where you deal with so many people. You deal with so many people from different countries, different cities, different cultures, different traditions. You deal with people from different emotional levels, different backgrounds. Being resilient is super important in this case. What does resilience mean? Resilience means that no matter what comes your way, you are powerful enough and you stay strong to get through things quickly. That is resilience. Resilience is super important. And you have to have the power to deal with changes. You have to have the power that if somebody comes up and like probably people who ghost you, clients who ghost you, you have to be resilient enough to deal with that. You have to be resilient enough to not be affected by that. If you have some odd people commenting on your live sessions because they do not want to watch the whole thing, you have to be resilient enough to just not be bothered about that, because you are doing what you care about, and you have to be emotionally strong. You have to be aware of the things around you, and you have to be able to deal with it. The truth is, things will almost never go your way when it comes to freelancing. So you have to be ready. You have to be strong enough to kind of deal with whatever comes your way. Adapt to things. Be accountable for things. Take responsibility. Don't justify yourself. I see a lot of people even justifying themselves, so you do not have to do that either. Just keep moving on. And that is definitely super duper important once again for freelancers. So the top 3 skills that every freelancer must work on is, first is communication, and that is verbal, like spoken, writing, and that is also reading between the lines. There were a few questions about reading between the lines. I will answer those in a few minutes or in a few seconds. The second important skill is self-promotion. Be very shameless about it, because you have worked hard. You have some skill, you have some value that you can provide to people, and people deserve to know about it. So just shamelessly promote yourself. And the third thing is being resilient. So just ignore a lot of things, adapt to a lot of situations, and be emotionally intelligent in those cases to deal with anything that comes your way. Okay. And and I think based on all the comments I'm seeing, one more thing I would like to say is have gratitude. Have gratitude. It's a skill. Honestly, I think having gratitude is a skill at this point, because it's so difficult. It's so easy nowadays to have certain things in life and you miss out on gratitude. So I guess based on the comments today, I'm going to say that please have gratitude for everything you have in life. It's just going to make you so much more happier. It's going to make you so much more it's just going to make you so much more peaceful, and it's going to make you so much more resilient. Definitely, it is definitely going to do that. And those are my 3 skills that every freelancer must have, along with one bonus of the gratitude. And now I will answer your questions. So thank you so much for watching the live, and now I will answer your questions. Okay, so we had certain questions. Abhi is saying, hi Shreya, you said we must read between the lines. Don't you think it's very dangerous if there is gap in communication? Maybe your client says that I didn't ask this from you. Abhi, reading between the lines is not, I wouldn't say it's about the task in itself, because of course the task is something that you should definitely get clarity for. But reading between the lines, I would say I would really focus on things like the tone, the voice, the response times, the way certain things are written, the way certain things are said. I'm not saying that you should act on these. You should not act on these. You should not be affected by certain things, but you should be aware of them so that you understand what the other person is feeling and they're going through. And like it's just reading between the lines really helps you kind of define boundaries as well, because if you see a certain person is getting irritable by something or is actually liking something, then you can tweak your working methods, your boundaries accordingly, and then kind of give the client more benefits, give the client more satisfaction about working with you. So that's what I mean by reading between the lines. Okay. Ma'am, can you suggest me best business books to read? I'm reading a book called The Tipping Point because I'm doing a part-time course in college about innovation and entrepreneurship, and I've just started reading that book. It's very interesting. You can check it out. It's basically about how one single thing can completely change the future of a brand or a company, and it's very interesting. You should check that out. Okay, this has been a very interesting conversation going on here. Thank you so much who has been commenting such nice things. You're doing great. Go on. Thank you so much. That was on point. Thank you. Loved it. Thank you. Hi, okay, Abhi is asking, only resilience is okay or we need to be flexible and motivated also? See, these are the 3 skills that are very important for any freelancer to start with. And there are, of course, other things. Flexibility is something that comes with time. Flexibility comes with experience, I think, in terms of, how much work hour you want to give, how much are you willing to go beyond the scope of work. Certain things do require flexibility, and yes, you should be open to that. When to be flexible and when to be not, that is something that you do get with experience, because with experience you build that intuition of what would actually end up working in your favor and what is just kind of sort of exploitation or something like that, you could say. And motivation, I strongly believe that motivation is not a reliable thing for any single task. Like, motivation is very challenging to have. Motivation is very challenging to define and to wait around for. So I did a post about it as well. I made a post about it as well, that I would rather go get up, wear my gym clothes and go to the gym, and then stand there and be like, oh, I'm here now, I'm motivated to work out, rather than lay in my bed and wait around that, okay, when will my motivation to work out come? So I think you create your own motivation, and I think that's something you could that's how I see motivation rather than a skill. Ritik is asking, are there any specific ways we can use to work on our communication skills? Books and Quotes has also asked about how do we improve communication. So I would like to refer you to my other lives. So there is one live about communicating with clients. Please check that out. There is another live about improving your vocabulary, and I think that would also help in communication. And there is a live and there is a post as well, definitely, about 6 ways to improve your writing skills. So that will also help you in the writing form of communication. And the reason I'm referring you to those is because those are the best way to get clear, step-by-step, actionable tips for your questions, as compared to me thinking of something right now. Please watch those lives, and if you have any questions, you can of course message me. In my live session yesterday, I used the exact same words. Promote yourself shamelessly. That's great, Bhamini. Self-promotion is so important. Shreya, where can I access your book? Sakshi, my ebook is available. Link is in the bio. You can check that out. If you have any issues getting the copy, just DM me and I'll help you out with that. Can you please suggest areas, websites, or playlists where we can develop content writing and communication? See, I have done a live about improving writing skills, about improving communication, or how to communicate with clients. All of these things, you can check that out. But there is no website or playlist or podcast or video I would recommend. I would recommend that you get up and do the work. And most of my in most of my lives, I talk about that. I talk about things like, getting up and writing, getting up and emulating your favorite writers, probably writing, like, typing out an entire novel so that you can understand how to write. Things like editing dispassionately, editing without caring that you could have your best, most favorite line in the piece, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Get rid of it. All these things come from practice, so definitely do work on actually working, actually actively improving your writing skills, rather than writing and communication skills, rather than going in for websites or books. I'm saying that while I'm telling you to also watch my video, but I'm telling you to watch my video because those are the things that exactly that helped me. So I think that would help you too. Abhi is asking, what is the theory of freelancing? Because when we do business, we say that 3 years we will bear loss, and after that we will be power, and then we look for profit. What is the theory of work in freelancing? This is an interesting question. Abhi, by the way, all your questions are very interesting. I really appreciate that you spend time watching the live, and that you ask so many questions. It's so much fun. So yeah, what is the theory of freelancing? See, freelancing is a service, and I always say that this is a very good benefit of freelancing, that you probably don't have any costs. You don't have any overhead costs. Of course, you have your laptop and your Wi-Fi, and you have your rent. But those are things that you would probably have even without, even if you weren't a freelancer. So that there's no added expense, I would say. The only main thing involved in freelancing is your time. So I think if that was something that I realized when there were times when people didn't end up making the payment, or people didn't end up coming back to me with more work, or people try to say that, oh, can you edit one article also, but then that's a high ticket client, and you don't really want to ruin the relationship. So you're like, yeah, okay, send it on, I'll edit it as a complimentary or whatever. And I used to hesitate with those things, but I realized that in freelancing there's a certain, I'm not saying that this is the right way, but there is a certain leeway that you can offer to yourself in terms of your prices, in terms of your value, in terms of how much you charge, and what you make, because of this very reason, that there is there's no extra cost. Of course, unless you have a team, then that's a cost, but other than that, you don't have any cost. And I would say in freelancing, you can think of basically every single thing as profit. Depends. For me, freelancing, again, depends how you use your income also. Are you using it as a business income? Are you using it as a personal, for your personal expenses, for your personal rent and stuff like that? That also makes a difference. But usually at a personal individual level of freelancing, there's your revenue is basically your profit, is what I can say. How to get clients on LinkedIn, how to improve writing skills, all of these things. I have sessions for these. Please check those out. How to start communication with clients to crack the deal. I have a session on how to communicate with clients, how to start communication. I'm working on that ebook still. There's a lot going on in the past few weeks. I will get the ebook out soon. Please be patient. How to get clients, that's also in my IGTV. Can you name the book again? Yes, the book is called The Tipping Point. So that's THE, the tipping, TIPPING, point, like POINT. So that's, yeah. How long have you been freelancing, man? Okay. Tanya is asking about some platforms other than LinkedIn to get clients. Whatever works for you. I recommend LinkedIn because it worked for me. If anything else works for you, go for it. Shivani is saying my tips are incredible. Thank you. Okay, please ask questions a bit more relevant to the topic. There are some questions here as well. Let's see. Okay, anybody who's asking for tips on how to improve communication, I would definitely recommend you please check out my IGTV videos, because everything's on there. Okay, probably something, you can ask about some other skills, maybe how important those are. You can ask about those rather than these ones. Most of these topics that you're asking me, I already have an IGTV live, or I have a detailed carousel post. You can check those out. Vishwas, you said it right. That in brief, every question you are asking is already answered in one of Shreya's IGTV live sessions. Yes, that's true. Abhi is asking, you said we must advertise ourselves, but how and if you are a debutant, okay. If you are a debutant and you have nothing to show except your few pieces which you have written but not in professional way and not up to mark. Abhi, by promotion, by self promotion or advertising rather, I do not mean your content or your work or your portfolio. I mean yourself as an entire person. You have to be able to and you said like you're a debutant. Okay, fine. If you're new, what do you talk about? When I was new, I was just talking about my college. I was just talking about things I learned in college, things I was people I met in college, or a lecture I had or something like that. Or I was talking about a client I worked with, or I don't know, somebody I met, some event I attended, things like that. So anything that happened to me, I wrote about it, and in that I wrote what I did. So that kind of gave a hint about who I am as a person, what my interests are. Of course, my writing skills were seen in terms of the content I created, but apart from that, if I'm talking about a certain business event, then it shows my interest in business. If I'm talking about pitching at certain competitions in college, it shows my interest in entrepreneurship and in innovation, in startups, things like that. It just makes people aware. And I mean that you don't have to talk about your work. You don't have to just publish your article and be like, okay, this is self promotion. No, you have to just talk. You just have to share. You just have to share about yourself, and that's it. It's quite difficult to explain, but I think the very simplest way to say it is that people should be aware that you exist. That's it. Just make people aware about you. Abhi is saying, thanks Shreya for appreciating, but when you have a mentor like you, then you take advantage as well. As I watch your IGTV videos on again and again to improve myself. That's great. I mean, I think that's what I would, I love to hear that. Because first of all, my IGTV videos are long. So if you watch them again and again, then kudos to you. Thank you so much for doing that. And just because, I also, it takes a lot of, I love doing it, of course, but it's also very time consuming. It's also very something that I am really involved in. So when it ends up helping you, I'm really happy. Any tips on how to work on your weaknesses? Like, for example, I have a habit of never saying no to any task given to me, and I end up having too much on my plate. Okay, Kush, I'm going to give you this very, very good way to start saying no to people, okay? I just want you to just once, I want you to just say no. The next person who approaches you for something and you think, if you even think like for 1 second that your answer should be no, just say it. Just say no and let it out, okay? Do this once. And honestly, if you do it once, you will suddenly have that feeling like, oh my god, I'm free from that task. That person has gone, the task is gone, and I can focus on things that matter. And that feeling, nothing can beat that feeling. Nothing can beat the feeling of being in control. So as soon as you say that first no, it's just going to be like a domino effect of, having that confidence of saying no. So again, saying no is a skill. It takes time. It takes practice. For now, even if you have a hint of, doubt, say no, see how you feel, enjoy that feeling, and then, kind of keep repeating it so that you have that good feeling again. Where can we check out the ebook that you wrote for your client? The ebook that I wrote for my client is now getting designed, so it'll take a few days, maybe a few weeks. I'm not sure, but I'm waiting to see it. So I will share it with you whenever it's out. Any other work of yours which is published? Yes, my ebook, you can check it out. My ebook is in the link in the bio. I have some articles on my website. You can check that out. I think those are a few for now. But yeah, definitely check out my ebook. That's the easiest thing that's published. Looks like Shreya has a lot of talent of blushing at times of compliment. Might just be the makeup the blush I've put on. Abhi is asking, I'm only adding a point. Must have quality in freelancer. is that we must spend time. This is today's investment. It will repay later in future when we apply that knowledge, which I learned by spending time. True. I mean, the quality, yeah, true. Like, basically you're saying that you must invest time on working on yourself and improving your skills and, invest in yourself. And yes, I do agree with that. And that's something I have been working on myself in the past few days. And I want to do a live about this as well, like what kind of investment should freelancers make in themselves. What do you think? Do you think it's a good topic for a live? Do you want me to talk about the investment, kind of investment, not only, I don't mean just monetary as well, but also in other terms? Do you want me to do a live on that? Just give me a thumbs up if that interests you, and I can think about it. I'm just going to write it down right now. So yeah, that's it. Cool Star UK said, thank you. Was nice to hear this. This was the second live I watched. Thank you so much for joining me again. Can you please save this live? Yes, Dipti, I will save this live. Did you start as a content writer, as a copywriter? I don't, separate things out. I just say that I am a writer, and I think that works pretty well. Okay. Okay, the Ambler. Okay, this is the last question I'm gonna answer. Just for now, most of the questions today, by the way, were not related to the topic, and this is neither. But I'm gonna still answer this question because it is relevant to a skill. So the Ambler has asked, my brother will be turning 14 and he's finding clients outside of platforms like Fiverr, and he made 20K in about 4 weeks of time, but he had to actively search for the clients. Any advice? See, your brother is going to be 14, which is pretty young. Your brother has made 20K in 4 weeks, which is pretty good, and has been finding work outside of platforms like Fiverr. That's good. Looking at, different things, not just things that, have a bidding system. Which means he has age, he has the skill, he has the ability to go and search for clients actively. He has the skill to turn them into clients and actually monetize those things, right? Do not tell him anything. Seriously, do not give him one single advice at this point. When somebody is 14, when somebody is starting out, and when somebody, most importantly, when somebody has found out what works for them, do not tell them to change it. He has found what works for him. If he has to search actively, then it's fine. It's completely fine. As I said, he's 14. He has made 20K in 4 weeks, which means it works. He has just started out, which means, there is a lot of room for improvement. Do not change what momentum he has going, which he has, of course, created by himself for himself. He knows his strengths. He knows what he loves doing. He knows what things he can deal with, what things he can close, what things he can convince people with. And that's a skill that has to be kept in mind. And please do not give him any advice. Let him do what he's doing. Let him figure it out on his own. And once he's 16, once he's 17, I'm sure he'll do much better if he just keeps finding things for himself, by himself, and figures it out on his own based on his skills. And this is something that I would do for my sister as well, who is around the same age. I would do the exact same thing with her as well. And that is why I'm recommending that do not give him any advice. Okay. I hope that helped. Yeah, I think that's all then. That's all for today. That was a very interesting question though. I mean, being 14, see, I'm not talking about the money. 20K is of course very good in 4 weeks for a 14-year-old. Definitely very good. But the more important thing is that somebody like a 14-year-old decided to get up and actually actively find clients. It's a task. Decided to, work on making somebody believe in him even as a 14-year-old. 13-year-old rather, I would say. Make someone actually pay him for something. That's amazing. And I think, you should not disturb somebody who's kind of enjoying their moment, having their moment, and, they're on a roll. I would say, your brother is on a roll. Don't stop him from that. Don't overburden him with things. Don't don't put him in this thing called, the decision making paradox or something like that. Like, don't put him in a situation where he has to keep thinking of strategies and, ways to find more clients and lead generation and inbound lead, outbound lead. Let him do what he's doing. And I think everyone who's starting out new should work on this. Definitely, I wish your brother all the best, because that's amazing. So yeah, and I think that's all. So thank you for all your wonderful questions. Thank you for attending the live. It's been 4 days since I did a live. Feels like too much. And yeah, that was fun. So I talked about the 3 skills that every freelancer must have. The first is communication, the second is self promotion, and the third is resilience. And the bonus skill was having gratitude, or being grateful for things you have, and even maybe for things you don't. So that was the live. And Polai is asking, when will I come live again? I will have a live on Saturday. Definitely I will do that. I will share the topic and I will share the time soon. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching the live. I know it's dinner time. I'm gonna have my late lunch now. You all, everyone, go and have your dinner or time to sleep, whatever it may be. So yeah, thank you so much. And Polai said it's the first live I'm attending and it's wonderful. Thank you so much for saying that. I love having new people watching the live. So thank you so much. And that's all for today. And I will see you again soon. So have a great Thursday, great Friday, and I will see you on Saturday. So take care everyone, and bye bye.